Jesus, I'm falling in love.
Number two, you were created to create. In the Old Testament, the Lord filled Bezalel with gifts, skills, the Spirit of the Lord, wisdom, knowledge, all these wonderful things. He filled him with it. Exodus 31, 1 through 11, and it reads, "The Lord said to Moses, See, I have chosen Bezalel, son of Uri, the son of Hur, of the tribe of Judah, and I have filled him with the Spirit of God, with wisdom, with understanding, with knowledge, with all kinds of skills, to make artistic designs for work in gold, silver, and bronze, to cut and set stones, to work in wood, and to engage in all kinds of crafts." They were created to create. He literally created them, put gifts and skills and knowledge and wisdom on the inside of them for that they can use those gifts to advance the kingdom. They had some of the most important jobs in the world. They were the ones that were in charge of setting up the meeting tent. They were the ones in charge of making the anointing oil and fragrant incense for the holy place. They were the ones gifted for that. God saw them fit, and I'm here to tell you today that God saw you fit for the skill that you carry, for the gift that you hold. God has saw you fit for that, and he wants you to use that to advance his kingdom. Well, I don't know what God gave me the singing gift to do. Well, he gave you that gift so that he can anoint your voice so that you can go out and sing his songs. Well, I don't know why God gave me the gift of drawing. Well, he gave you that gift so that you can draw out beautiful art to advance his kingdom. How am I supposed to do that? I don't know. Go see the creator. Whatever skills, whatever gifts God has given you, you have to know that it was not by accident. He has chosen you specifically. He literally says it in his word. He says, "See, I have chosen Bezalel, son of Uri. I've chosen him for this. I saw him fit for this." And God says, "I have chosen you for this. You are the woman for the job. I don't care what devil in hell tells you you're not, but you are the woman for the job. You are the man for the job. I don't care what knowledge and wisdom you don't have from school, because I can give you all the knowledge and wisdom that you need right here in my word. You just got to know that I chose you for it. And you got to accept the fact that you are good enough for it and that you are built for it. You are created to create. You are created for a purpose, and you can never, ever, ever stop creating, because I got work for you to do." They used their gifts to honor God, and we must do the same. He didn't just give you that good singing voice so you can sing around the house washing dishes every day. No, he gave you that gift so that you can honor him. In the Old Testament, though, they were not allowed to use these gifts for personal use. Exodus 30, 37 through 38 says, "Do not make any incense with this formula for yourselves. Consider it holy to the Lord. Whoever makes incense like it to enjoy its fragrance must be cut off from their people." Okay, so it says the Israelites often burned incense, but the holy incense described here could only be burned in the tabernacle. God himself gave the recipe for his special incense. The sweet-smelling incense was burned in shallow dishes called censers and was used to show honor and reverence to God. It was like a prayer lifting up to God. It was a vital part of the sacred ceremony on the Day of Atonement, when the high priest carried his smoking censer into the most holy place. This incense, like the sacred anointing oil, was so holy that the people were strictly forbidden to copy it for personal use. A lot of times we use our gifts for our own advantage and it goes nowhere. You're like, "Well, I've been singing and I've been putting out these songs, but they're not doing good." Well, is the songs honoring God? "Well, I've been putting out these clothes and these businesses and all these ideas I have, but it's not doing anything." Are the ideas and the businesses honoring God? No, it's not. So it's not going to grow as big as you think it is. But when you put God ooh, I feel the Spirit of God on this. When you put God in the center of an idea, when you put God in the center of a business, come on, when you put God in the center of a relationship, that thing is going to flourish, and not a devil in hell can stop it, because God is being honored by that thing. And when God is being honored by something, best believe that it's going to flourish, it's going to thrive. Yeah, it may get a little shaky sometimes. Yeah, it may get a little hard and troubles may come, but when God is at the center, nothing can stop that thing from going the places that God has it to go. Because if God ordained it, it's going to happen. Colossians 3:23 says, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human makers, since you know that you will receive an inheritance from the Lord as a reward. It is the Lord Christ you are serving. So when we say we're doing things to honor God, it's because we're doing something as if it was for God, because everything that we do must be to honor God. It's making sense. It's all making sense. It's all making sense. This shows how important and special each and every one of our gifts are. God took the time to fill us with certain things. He took the time to think about, what should this person have? What should this person have? How many hairs should they have on their head? How many hairs should they have on their head? God took the time to think about you. So you have to know that you have purpose. You have to know that you have skills and gifts and all these wonderful things that God has given you. You've got to know it. Like, you don't even know how gifted you really are. You don't even know how talented you really are. You don't even know what God has for you. You don't even know. 1 Corinthians 15:58 says, therefore, my dear brothers and sisters, stand firm. Let nothing move you. Always give yourselves fully to the work of the Lord, because you know that your labor in the Lord is not in vain. I feel like when you just give yourself fully to the work of the Lord, fully to the way of the Lord, anything that just comes and try to shake you, it's like, you can't shake me, because I'm standing on a firm foundation. Like, you can't move me. Like, you can try, but I'm standing on a firm foundation, and it can't crack, it can't crumble, because it's firm. Come on now, it's God we're talking about here. It's the Lord. Because you know that your labor in the Lord is not in vain. Know that the good works that you do, know that all the beautiful things that you've done for God, and you're like, wow, I've been doing this and it's not getting nowhere. Well, I am doing my work to honor God, but it's not getting anywhere. Know that it is not in vain. And when the time is right, you will reap what you sow. Just continue to be a good worker of the Lord. Just continue to show stewardship and kindness and humility. Continue to do all of those things, and know that your work is not in vain. And that's all I can really say about that. Trust that God is going to have your back in the end.
Falling in love.